I've been really excited about this faux leather that I got. I just think it's so colorful and so fun, so pretty. And so I've been doing a lot of just experimenting and crafts with it. And I just want to show you a couple of really fun little crafts that are great for, they could be adapted for Valentine's Day or any holiday, and great for little girls. And so we're just going to jump right in. First thing we're going to make is a little purse. They call this a pixie purse. I got this pattern off of Etsy. And so first, let's go into the computer and look at how to download a pattern from Etsy into Design Space and how to manipulate the pattern so that we can print in different colors and just make it a lot easier. So I'm going to show you start to finish how I take a file that I have bought in Etsy and how I'm going to get it onto Cricut Design Space, and then what I'm going to do to get it so it's useful. So I bought this file. It was a download. Once I downloaded it, it came into this space where it showed it as a compressed file. So if I right click on that and I go down to Extract All and click on that, then what it will do is it will ask me the file where that's going to go, and I'll tell it where I want it to go, and then do extract, and it will, this is showing replace because I've already done this step, but what it will do is it will take that whole file and then show you all the parts to the file. So one of those is the instructions, and so that's really helpful. That's a PDF, and so when I click on that, it will open in another window. It's going to open all of these instructions, which this particular seller has a whole bunch of really great instructions. So then I'm going to come back to where that file is, and I can see that there are several options for that file, and I'm just going to leave that there for now and come in back into Cricut Design Space. Then I've opened up a new canvas, so what I'm going to do is to this little button down here to upload, and then it takes me to an upload screen, and I have it here, but I'm going to show you what to do to bring it into upload. So I'm going to do upload the image, and I can browse for it, and then I can choose the image here. If there was an SVG here, I would pick that. An SVG is not one of the options. I'm going to upload as a PNG file, and it's a simple one. And I can continue with that. And then do you see that it shows this purple stuff in the background? That means that it's going to hide the background. So I know that the background is already going to be removed, so I'm going to apply and continue. So then these are my choices. If I want to print, then cut file, it will be like this. And what I want is a cut image. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to upload it. I'm going to select it and add it to the canvas. So this is a really big file, so I'm going to come down here to the left-hand corner, and I'm just going to minimize so that I can really see what's there. And if I print it at that size, it would be making an enormous purse. So this is what I've got, and I want to just size this down so that it's manageable and I can do something with it, and then I can go ahead and increase back my screen size so that I can manipulate this. Now, what I want to do is I know I want a purse that is about 6 inches wide roughly, and this rounded piece, that is the flap that covers the purse. So I can use that to gauge what size I want to cut this file. And so I am going to drag it until that piece takes up roughly 6 inches. And what I like about that is it resizes the entire file so that all of these pieces will now be in correct proportion to the other one. All right, now this is one big file. And so what I need to do is take pieces apart from this because I want the flap one color, I want the body of the purse another color, and I want the bow a different color. But there is no option for ungrouping this file. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a shape, and then I'm going to duplicate it. But I'm going to start with the bow. I'm going to rotate this shape. I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to make that shape cover that first pattern piece, just like that. And I want to make sure that the whole piece is covered. And then I can highlight this whole group, and because I have one layer that is the pattern and one layer that is that piece, I can do slice. And then what happens is it'll pull out that piece, and then I'm going to take this one and just set it to the side because that's the piece I'm going to use for my pattern. So I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of the bow pieces. I'm going to unlock. I'm going to make that piece so it can cover my, my next bow piece. So it's covered. Highlight that whole group, slice it, and then I can pull those pieces out and get rid of, those are my little garbage pieces, so I can get rid of those. I can get rid of that. So I'm going to go ahead and complete all that work of separating out these pieces, and then I will come back. Okay, now that I have all of the pieces separated out, I have grouped them according to what part of the purse they are. So this first one I am going to change to, I'm just going to call that a purple color. That's the body of the purse. This is the flap. I'm going to make that green, and then the items. Oh, and while I'm at that, I'm going to go ahead and group those. So I have the flap and the little tabs grouped, and then I have the bow. I'm going to make pink, and then I'm going to group that. So then I can see very clearly what parts I have and how to proceed. So I've split everything out. Now, if in the future I wanted to do a two-toned bow, what I would do is come to the bow part of this, and I would ungroup it. And then I could go ahead, let's say I wanted this to be a different color of pink. Let's put that, let's just make that an orange, so that I could then ungroup and cut in different colors. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave those grouped. So now I have all those different parts, and I will save this file after I have manipulated it, because I know I want to, in the future, to be able to go back in and redo and shuffle around. So now when I go to make it, then I can see that I've got 3 different colors of vinyl, and these I would just give myself a little bit more space. On this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and cut this second part of the little bow from a different color, but I'm going to pull this down lower on the mat, and then I can see that that separate color I'm just going to make sure I place between 3 and 5 inches, and it needs to come a little bit over 5 inches, so I can just place that other color on the mat and then go ahead and cut it. So I'm showing you here on this mat how I'm putting 2 different patterns of my vinyl. One is a crisscross pattern and one's a plain vinyl. But when I create the project and stack these, then I'll get that 2-tone of vinyl. Now I also tape these down. I have been finding that the vinyl, because it's heavy, sometimes it pulls up, and so I just am taping that down to keep it secure. I have my basic pieces for the purse. I've got some some clips to hold it together while the glue sets. I've got a little silicone tool I got at the dollar store that makes it so that I can use the hot glue without burning my fingers. And so let's just go ahead and look at how to put that together. So the first thing I'm going to do is just get a little bit of glue on these little strips, these little tabs. And then we're going to fold those over so we've got a little loop. And we'll just clip those. Okay. And I'm pushing that closed, and there might be a little bit of glue that comes out the sides, and that's okay because it kind of seals those sides as well. And then I can come back and just trim off that extra glue that has come out and just make those smooth on the side. Okay. So those are ready, and there's a little loop still right in the middle like that. So they're open, okay? Okay, so now that we have those with the little loops, what we're going to do is come to the inside, and we're going to place those so that they're right in line with this edge. I'm going to put a little bit of glue there and get that down. And I'm going to go ahead and push that down. Okay, and then I'm going to come to the other side and do the same thing, making sure the loop is pointing to the outside of the fabric, because our next steps are going to be to fold these parts in and then see how those will poke out over the edge. So let's just get those nice and secured in place. Okay. Our next step then will be, we're going to fold in these edges here, and I'm not going to glue them down because I want this purse to open all the way. So, but what I'm going to do is get some glue all along that edge, and then I'm going to fold it up, line it up, and get that glued down, and I'm going to really push down that glue, and if some of it comes out, that's okay, but I get that edge really secure. And then once it has all dried, I can come and trim off with my scissors some of this glue that has come out. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to just fold those in. Gonna get the glue along here. And then with those folded, I'm going to go ahead and lay that right in place. This is a little trickier, so I'll do that one last. Okay, let's get that in. And then I'll come and glue this little bit right here at the top. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to come in and do a little bit more glue right along that edge so that it will really stick down. So you can see that once all is said and done, that little pocket opens just fine, and you've just got the little tabs coming out to the side. That's going to hold our string for the purse. Okay, and now that that glue has set up, I'm going to come back through here trying to be real careful and just trim up some of that stuff that came to the outside. There. Just, I mean, that's just so cute. So that's how that goes. Okay, then what we're going to do is take this top piece And that basically is just going to glue on that back above the level of where the tabs are so that it can just fold down. Okay. And I'm just going to put glue right along there. And then flip this over and put it there, right on top of the glue. Pushing it down. And luckily that glue dries pretty quickly. Let's flip it this way. Then we can really give that a nice push down. You can come inside and run your finger along there. Get that glued down, and then it just flips down just like that. So cute. Now, the last thing we're going to do is put just some little bits of Velcro to hold that down. So what I have is an adhesive type Velcro. So it's got the little stiffer hook side and then the sort of loopy, softer side. And so I'm going to just cut just a small piece there and a small piece here. And I'm going to go ahead and just put them together because I want to make sure they match up once the purse is closed. So I'm going to take the adhesive tape just off of one of those sides. And this is quite sticky. And so I want to put this right in the middle of that flap. And then I'm just going to really push that down. And I'll have to test that. I might need to use some glue on that one too, but this will at least get it into place. And then I take the adhesive off the other side. I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting that adhesive off. So there's this really fun little tool that I got, and it's a little, almost like a little spatula that has really been helping me kind of get to some of those tricky edges. There we go. Then I'm going to take off that adhesive side and very carefully fold this all the way over here. Complete fold and push that down. So that will, then I'll know that when we open that purse up, those two pieces will meet. So there we go, like that. And now watch that. If I need to add some hot glue to that, I will. So to finish this off, I've got some of this pretty green ribbon, and I'm going to slide it through the hole on one side. And I'm going to bring it up and around. And get an idea of how long I would like the little ribbon to be. I'm doubling it, you see. And then I'm going to clip it down here. I'm going to do one through the loop and the other one on the outside. And then I'm going to just take the two together and make a nice big knot like this. So that will really hold. And then let me trim those ends a little bit. Okay. So I've got this knot here, but that isn't very pretty. So what I'm going to do is just slip in that. I'm going to just put some hot glue into my loop and pull my ribbon into it so that the knot stays right in there. Push that down. And of course you can make that as long as you want. And just so cute, so fun, easy for a Valentine, fun for a little bit of money, just a few things that you might need to carry around, but very fun little purse. Okay, let's move on to our next faux leather project. I'm really excited to do these. I think they're just so cute and so fun. These look like some sunglasses, but these are actually parts to a really cute two-toned faux leather bow. And so we've got the big piece, the little piece, and then the little tails and then this little part here. So what we're going to do is actually start with these two pieces, and I'm going to fold in each side like this. I'm going to put a little dot of glue right there, and that goes in like that. Let me get my special holder there, because that's such a small spot. It's real easy for the glue to seep out onto my hands. My old paper calendar is protecting my desk, so now I'm going to put another dot of glue and fold this in same way and hold it down. And I've got this cork trivet. I got that at IKEA. And so I always keep that with my glue gun, because that is a nice way to keep that heat from passing onto my table. Okay, and now that that's cool, I can really push that down. Same thing with this one. A little glob of glue in the middle, and holding it down, and then another dollop of glue here, and I'm going to hold that down there. And then once it's cool enough, I'm coming back in with my fingers and just really pushing that down so it's nice and solid. Now what we're going to do is take the smaller one and stack it right on that bigger one, just like that. And you can start to see where we're going with this bow. So once again, a little dollop of glue. I'm going to make sure the pretty side shows. And then we're going to get this little piece called the tails. And I'm going to just do the same thing. A little bit more glue, because I've got a little bit more space. I put a little line of glue right there. And then I'm going to just make sure I line up the tails and the middle. I just make sure that this lines up with the notch in those bows and sits right down there, and then give that a real strong push down. Okay, and then before I move on, I'm going to make sure I clean up any glue, any strings that might be there. And then our last step is to put this pretty piece down. So what I'm going to do is sort of figure out how it needs to be positioned. And then I'm going to set it down, put the glue down, and then I'll fold that up. I'm going to do one side at a time, because I want to have a little bit of leverage. And then once that feels pretty secure, I will bring up the second side and put that in the glue there. And hold the whole thing. Okay, and now I'm just gonna really push on that, and then look how pretty that is. It's this pretty two-toned bow, and it's got the tails. And so what do you do with that? So one of the things we could do, we bring back our purse, and we could put a real pretty big bow on our purse there. We could glue it to a girl's hairpin or a bobby pin and create a little girl's hair bow. It could be a pin that you would put on your clothes. It could be an embellishment on a little girl's dress. It could go on a t-shirt, just so many places. So I'm going to put that to the side. And because I like these so much, we're doing one more. And so you know the steps now. So we'll just go through. I know when my daughters were little, I made a lot of hair bows. We did the corkscrew bows because those were really in style. Lot of fun doing the corkscrew bows with ribbon and dowels, and we'd put them in the oven. I probably ought to show you how to do that sometime, because they're so cute and they were so much fun to make and super easy and very inexpensive. But we did a lot of corkscrew bows. I did a lot of little hair scrunchies and just all kinds of things. When my oldest daughter was born, side ponytails were fun with big, huge bows. So that was fun. I do love making little things like this for kids. I don't know, it's just fun to make cute things and kind of dress them up and make it fun. It's just so fun while kids are little to be able to let them really enjoy the styles. So then our next step will be to glue those together. Put the pretty part on the top, and then let's put the last bit of glue along here to hold those. And I like to flip it and make sure I line it up into the notches. I think they are super cute. This little tool I got in the makeup section at the dollar store, and it really is handy, you know, to hold things down until the glue is cool enough to really manipulate it with your hands. So there we go. Just so cute, so easy, so fun, such a good embellishment. And so there's those two bows. I just think they are just so cute and could be used for any number of things. Here's another little embellishment you could do. I found some little braddies, but look, I just put that right in the middle of that bow and just gives it that little bit of extra. For our next little project, I'm going to do another little purse from a pattern that I got from Etsy. And so I'm going to use this glittery faux leather. I'm going to use a brad that I have and my crop-a-dile. And I've used that a few times, and I hope if you've had a chance, you've tried that. I'll put a link below. So I'm going to fold that in, the short end. I'm going to fold this and line this up here. And then I'm going to fold that in and line up that corner and there, and just give it a crease. And then I'm going to just take a look at that. And I'm looking at the top here and this point, and I'm going to put a little dot in what appears to be the middle. Let's get those sides in, and then I'm going to punch the hole. Okay. And then I can come in with my grommet. I'm going to push it through, all the way through, so it shows out through that other side. And then I'll come back through with the setting part of it. Put that in there and just set that grommet. There. And what that does, it basically pushes down the back and that holds it together there. That's what holds our little purse in place. And then I can just fold this down. So I can put a Valentine in there. I could put some treats in there. I could do any number of things, but it holds together just with that grommet. And it's just so pretty. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to close this. If you had a snap, you could do a snap. You could do the Velcro again. But I'm going to just use some gold ribbon because I kind of like pink and gold. And just do a pretty little bow around it. Now, if I was using this for a coin purse, I'd do a snap or something that's a little bit more secure. Let's dovetail those ends. There you go. I kind of like the bow, jaunty little side thing like that. So there you go. You have a nice little packet out of faux leather that you can put in a Valentine. You could put in a little snack, a special note, and have just a very special little surprise for someone. Okay, so our projects that we made today from our faux leather, we made a cute little purse. This is called a pixie purse if you're looking for the pattern on Etsy. There's one. We did our cute little wallet that would hold a Valentine or a treat or something fun and pretty with our metallic faux leather. And then we made these super cute little two-toned bows that could work as an embellishment on something or a hair clip in the girl's hair. I hope you liked those and that you'll give them a try. And if you have some ideas with faux leather, share them with us. If you're looking for some fun Valentine ideas, you can go to my Facebook group, Coming Home. And in that group, there is a section called Files. There's a free download of ideas for kids, 5 ideas for parents, a couple of games, just some other things. And you can download that for free inside my Facebook group, Coming Home. So I hope you like these projects. If you like using faux leather, comment below, and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. I love using the faux leather, so there's a lot more of that coming up. I've got some interesting, fun tools coming that I'm really excited about. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything, and we'll see you next time.